And welcome back. What a time to idle. Let's go. This is gonna be a long playthrough. Like, with as slowly as I'm going on these Atom quests, this is gonna be a long playthrough. We're gonna be playing Bubsy 3D for a month. It's just gonna be a level or two a night. And only a couple nights a week. I still haven't forgotten we have to go back to Strawberry Shortcake as well. Because I have to beat that game 4 more times for the true ending. And that's a 4-hour game. We're gonna be playing Strawberry Shortcake for a long time as well. We've got at least 16 more hours of it. I can't. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned with how massive that Strawberry Shortcake game is. Or, you know, how many times it recycles the same content, rather. I don't even understand why. Why force the player to beat the game so many times? Yeah. Right, you know, Greg, I would love to go on this long explanation about how I have to do it. It's not just for me. It's for everyone. Because if I do it, then no one else has to, and will. It's for the betterment of humanity. I don't want to do it. It's a sacrifice I'm making. And I wanted to give this whole big speech, but we all know I want to do it. I don't need a nobler cause as an excuse to torment myself. Something over there? Can I get over there? You know what? Nope, not 1.5B. It's 10M. And I've still got it, baby. I'm guessing that's your record? So it's a score record. I was just saying how I was more interested in those. I mean, you're welcome to share what game this might be in. You could beat my record. It's only 20 plus hours of holding the A button down with turbo on. Well, perhaps I could, but I don't think I would. Astronax Arcade Archives? I don't play with turbo features unless they are you know, unless it's something that's like on by default. Like Contra 3 is turbo by default because you start with the machine gun, and every weapon works like the machine gun, so there's really no choice. But I don't ever turn it on or use turbo controllers or anything like that. I just contribute more and more significant wear to my thumbs. I thought due to deleting the data on my Switch, the record got deleted too, but it's still up. Nice. Hey, Nato. Always great to see you. I see Bubsy 3D is alive and well for a good long time, Nato. How are the Super Metroid runs going? Always interested to receive an update. Bubsy 3D, I'm on track. I'm going for 100%. I went back and forth on whether we were gonna 100% the optional, the untracked collectibles, and we are. I finally settled on yes, I'm doing it. And to be clear, I wasn't trying to weasel my way out of a collection, out of a challenge when I said we might not do it. The reason I thought we weren't going to be able to do it was that I thought it wasn't going to be possible without doing outside research. If I couldn't do it blind, I didn't want to do it. And I kind of couldn't. I had to do a fact check with the manual. So I actually couldn't do it. Well, you know, we can argue about whether or not the manual counts as blind, but at any rate, we're getting all the collectibles. That's the moral of the story. I know virtually no one ever doubted that we would. It's tough to reach my previous PB level, but put in lots of practice today. Yeah, you're at 50, 56 and change, right? Finally, I can't believe I never did that. Sure I can. Oh no, 57. Yeah, alright, you were on pace though. Your best pace was going to take you down to 56. I know there was a 56 in our conversation. Somewhere.
Just like Mom used to make.
Hang on. Hang on. Okay, I think I might have figured this out. Those are dangerous words, right? That's not a thing that is ever to be believed. I have to restart the level, though, unfortunately. Finally, the heartburn is let up. When life gets you down, Molox. Guessing that's like a antacid type thing. I don't know that title. Angelus, welcome in. 48 hours of burning for having 3 slices of pizza. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's awful. I'm glad it's let up. Angelus, thank you for the raid, my friend. Tell us, how did Shantae go? Welcome to Bubsy 3D. I might have just figured out a vital piece of information about the game. Cross your fingers, everybody. I'm gonna try and make a beeline to that area so I can do the necessary science. We might actually have to do this level twice more because I might, not the whole thing, but I might have to exit out and restart again because my science may destroy part of our efforts this time. But it'll be quicker in the long run if I do it this way, especially if I'm wrong. Because it might take me a couple tries to do what I'm gonna try to do. It's definitely gonna take me a couple tries to do what I'm gonna try to do because I can't stop getting hit right now. I'm too excited and focusing on the wrong stuff. This might be the point where you just stop having pizza. Yeah, I mean, if that happened to me regularly, yes, I would have to give up pizza. 3 days of heartburn is or 2 days of heartburn is a price I wouldn't be willing to pay. And I really like pizza. Hey, a 3-stream streak. Thank you for that, Angelus. That almost certainly means I owe you a thank you for 3 raids. So I thank you again for that. Very much appreciate how often you drop by to join us. It's great to have you here. Shantae went well. Learned a new dance. Now turned into a monkey who can climb walls. Oh my goodness, it sounds just like a Dora game. Oh no. Let's not lose control of ourselves, Final. Surely there's a peaceful solution. Ugh. That is rough, my friend. That is rough. Been down to pick up my shoes the other day and had a mouthful of stomach acid. Oh. I used to get really terrible acid reflux, and I honestly can't tell you why I don't anymore. I had it so bad. There were a couple times I seriously thought I was going to die. I had acid reflux so bad that it burned the back of my throat and I couldn't breathe, and I thought I was going to choke to death on more than one occasion. It was so bad. There was a long while where I started putting cayenne pepper in my coffee, and I put cayenne, cinnamon, turmeric, and black pepper in my coffee, and I would drink that, and that I think helped with my acid reflux for a while, but I haven't done that in forever, and I'm not saying to do that, because if it even did work, which I have no guarantee it did. It was undoubtedly all based on some pseudoscience I found somewhere. But I did that for a long time, and it seemed like that was helping with my acid reflux. one or more of the things in there. I think the cayenne, which you would think would make it worse, but I'm not a chemist. I don't know. Oh, we have another raid coming in. Welcome in. Hey, Quantum. Thank you. Thank you very much for the raid. I hope you're doing well. It's almost a double raid. We had Angelus just come in a mere moments before, and now we got Quantum here as well. I hope you had a wonderful stream, my friend. What were you working on? Welcome in, Grom. Thank you for coming along, and oh Streaksy, welcome in. Pleasure to have you here as well. The whole point I'm trying to make is hello. Hello. Anthropomorphic animals, they get away with so much. Bubsy 3D, what a seminal entry into video games. Bubsy 3D is actually quite enjoyable, I find. I'm really liking this game. So I've been working on it for a couple nights. I think this is night 3 of Bubsy 3D. And we are going for 100%, which we're actually going for like more than a 100%. We're going for I'm collecting all the atoms in the game as well, even though the game doesn't track them as a collectible. We're doing everything, so it's a very slow thorough playthrough. Right, cross your fingers, everybody. I need this to work. I missed. Now I have to try it again. I think I have to hit that thing with another atom. Bubsy has the Donald Duck costume on right now. I've gone through this level. There's every stage there, so every stage has 2 rockets. The rockets are kind of like stars from Mario 64 or jigsaw pieces from Banjo-Kazooie. They're the primary major collectible that you have to solve puzzles for. And the game tracks those. There's 2 per level. I've got to get all of them for 100% true ending, something like that. I'm not exactly sure what, because I play through games blind, so I know I have to get them, but I can't explain why. The atoms are more like coins, or they're somewhere between Mario coins and Banjo music notes. There's 200 per stage. We have another raid. Oh my goodness. Triple raid. Twitch needs to make a raid train feature. Pally, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Angelus, followed by Quantum, followed by Pally. Lots of wonderful people joining us tonight. Desi, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you coming along. Pally, tell us about your stream. Binding of Isaac. Oh, I have never played that. It looks fun. I hope it treated you well. It's like a Binding of Isaac's like a randomized Zelda type experience. It looks like it would be Zelda like top down single room dungeons, but I think I've heard it's a randomized game, right? Thank you for the hydrate, Pally. Let me see if I can reach my water. Oh yeah, speaking of Isaac, that's his name. That's my co-pilot. His name is Isaac. He doesn't say a whole lot. He's a big fan of the stream though, and he has the best seat in the house. How many hundreds of times have our regulars heard me say that? Beat Binding of Isaac and Donkey Kong Country 3 tonight? Major GG's, Pally. Wow. Trying to beat 2 more games by the end of February. You've got 2 days left? You picked a good year. You picked a good year to do it. That leap day. Think you would like it a lot? It's very random, Isaac. Donkey Kong Country 3 I want to play. I started a playthrough of it. I started a playthrough of that game, but the battery in my cartridge died and I lost all my progress. So we have to redo it. Isaac seems surprised. He probably played Bubsy 3D and liked it as well. He's got a stream watch streak in the hundreds. He's got a pretty good streak, but he hasn't always been around. He does miss a few streams. He's been a lot more regular since we got the couch. So I was just I was trying to explain a moment ago about the collectibles in the game. So Bubsy 3D it's a 3D platformer. It's like I was comparing it to Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. It's got 2 types of collectibles, kind of like those games do. There are 2 rockets on every level, and the rockets are like the stars or the jigsaw pieces. They're the big primary collectible, and I think I've got to get them all, if not to beat the game, to get the true ending. But there's also these atoms, and they're more like coins or music notes, where there's and they're actually like somewhere in between, because the thing is the game doesn't keep track of the atoms. They're very optional. It only counts them while you're in the stage, but they reset when you leave, and there's no record of your high score for collecting them. So they're largely without purpose. You can get some bonus lives if you collect enough of them, but anyway, there's 200 on every stage, and because I'm a maniac, I am collecting all 200 of them on every stage. So this is a very long playthrough. This is a very slow, long, tedious playthrough of Bubsy 3D. But I really am enjoying this game. Everyone says nothing but the very worst things about this game, but I'm kind of loving it. Except I'm doing something wrong here. I'm pretty sure I have to throw 1 atom through this, but the precision that I need appears to be off the charts.
All right!
What, Pally, if I could ask, what are the other 2 games you plan to beat? I would be curious to know. We're juggling a lot of games right now. I'm working on Ape Escape, Bubsy 3D, Jet Force Gemini, those are our primary games that we're putting the most time into. And I'm also casually working on a challenge run of Splatterhouse 2. Smash TV on the Super Nintendo. The Contra series in general. And Jump King. Those last four are sort of minor projects. They only show up for a few hours a week, and the other 4 games are what we're putting our most of our focus on. So I'm doing a lot, and it sounds like so much more now that I listed it all out at once. I don't think I've said the whole schedule out loud at one time. I don't think I realized how much I bit off. No idea. I've been trying to play games I haven't played in a long, long time. Debating on Disney's Magical Mirror, starring Mickey Mouse, next for GameCube. I've never heard of that game. My favorite starring Mickey Mouse game is Magical Quest on the Super Nintendo. I like that game a lot. The Magical Mirror I've never heard of, though. I may have it. Is it tough? The Magical Quest? It's not that bad. I don't think it would... I mean, I haven't played all of Donkey Kong Country 3, but I don't think it would be significantly more difficult than that, probably. I mean, assuming DKC 3 is like 1 and 2. It's a kind of a shorter game. But yeah, if you haven't played that one, it's definitely worth checking out. I think maybe I'm wrong about this. I don't see any other... I don't see any other solution, though. It's the only thing that I think will work. Can't hit that other wall from here. Speaking of Mickey Mouse, a game I played a lot for the Sega Genesis was Castle of Illusion. I haven't tried that one yet. I played the Circus Mystery on the Genesis, which is very similar to Magical Quest. they're like one of them's a sequel to the other one, or one of them's a sister game to the other one. I'm not really sure. They're very, very similar, but Magical Quest is way better than the Circus Mystery. I don't like the power-ups in the Circus Mystery very much. The Magical Quest power-ups are way better. I'm also biased, though, because I played Magical Quest a lot as a kid, and Circus Mystery I've only played once as an adult. But I don't know. I think I'm pretty good at fairly pointing out when a Genesis game is better than a Super Nintendo game. Usually my opinions on that, though, are minority opinions. There's a remake of Castle of Illusion on Steam, too. Played the PS3 Castle of Illusion, Final says. I'm gonna have to shorten your name to Final, I think. Final Fantasy. All easy fun until the final boss. Can't be beaten. Not by me, anyway.
Surrender, aliens!
You know what? I now don't think that it was really my problem. I was having so much trouble with this platform earlier. I think that they were just spawned in a bad rhythm. I just was foolish. If I'm not right about this throwing the atom at this ring thing, then I'm gonna feel really silly. This seems like something that if it's going to work, it should have worked by now. And like, I feel like I'm trying an impossible thing, but I don't have any other ideas. The game is so janky that like it gives me an excuse not to trust it. So here we are. If you ever needed more evidence, though, that the throwing mechanics surrounding the atoms are just complete garbage. I think this one scenario makes it more indefensible than it's ever been. Hey, Aiden, welcome in. Agent Frownie, the jank collector. Oh, there's nothing, you know, there's nothing I love more than a healthy serving of jank. Okay, this theoretically gives me 2 tries. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this situation that I've wound up in. No one can work with such precision. Look, it's got a target in the center. What else could it possibly mean than that it needs me to throw a thing at it? I can't throw this ring. That's not possible. I don't have any other attacks or projectiles that would work. Unless it wants me to glide down on top of it from above. Now I'll be asking how you feel about this game after the credits roll, and we'll see then. It's working hard to... It's working hard to damage my opinion of itself. It's working hard right now. Did you see Dollar Phil finally completed R-Type? Yeah, I couldn't be there live. I missed the victory live, but I was very happy for him. He really put in the hours. I gave him my my GGs after the fact. I don't know how Contra Hardcore is going for him right now, but I was thinking maybe I can be there for that when that happens.
First come, first served.
Losing my mind. No worries, Pookie. It's a conversation a couple hours ago. Yeah, I haven't played the Contra one. I've only played the Castlevania one. We'll do the Contra and the Gradius as well, probably. I had originally planned, to play them all together. I was gonna try and have like, well, I was gonna try and have one night where I did all three, but I mean, how could I? That's very ambitious, right? But I was thinking I would do all three of them back to back. But then I changed my mind and we did that We Wear Marathon for Halloween, and since that's a Halloween appropriate game, I played it then anyway by itself. So the other two I haven't gotten around to. But I do want to play both of those games, and we will get to them. Yeah, the Contra game is a complete mystery to me. I've never seen anything from it or anything. Because I love some of the other Contra games, I know I want to play it. We're gonna try and do a lot more regular Contra on the stream moving forward as well. I put some on the schedule for this week for Friday, and we might work on Contra every Friday. I'm gonna try to get through a bunch of the games in the series. So I think maybe Fridays will be Contra, will be Jump King and Contra nights for a while. We'll see about that though on the Jump King front. I might have to do something else with Jump King. I might just have to go crazy and treat Jump King like Dr. Evil Knievel and just play nothing but it until I win. I might just have to do a week of Jump King. That sounds like the worst week of my life, but we'll see. Sounds like ultimate suffering. I mean, if it meant that I beat Jump King, it would be worth it, but that's the thing. I think maybe, just maybe, I commit to a week of Jump King. Would do nothing but Jump King for 5 days. And if I don't beat it, I quit. If I don't beat it, we just retire Jump King forever. I'm thinking that might be the move. One week later, Greenland. Frownie, I have an idea, Cal says. No, I'm eager to hear your idea. I'm gonna anticipate before I read that your idea is just quit playing Jump King. Seeing as it is a leap year. Oh, that's a brilliant idea, Chaos. I've played Jump King once every 4 years. Oh, make it start on the 29th? Oh, I was thinking only the 29th. I was thinking I would only play Jump King on February 29th as a rule. That's a good option too. If only I hadn't already written the schedule for this week. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how Friday goes. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna play Jump King. I think we're gonna play Jump King in the first part of the stream on Friday. So I'm gonna come into it with every advantage, like energized and ready to go. And if nothing happens but misery on Friday, then well, I don't know. Let's just see how Friday goes. I don't want to make any proclamations about what if this and what if that. They'll all be wrong. They'll all end up being lies anyway.
This'll come in handy.
Maybe I'll get a new ability later in the game. What are the odds of that, I wonder? I'm leaving the stage again for now. We're gonna make a note. We're gonna come back to this one. Yeah, but oh yeah, I guess we'll just have to start that tradition on next Leafy Year couch. What is this stage? Oh, you know what? It's good. I'm missing the rocket. I'll know I'm missing the rocket. I'm also missing the atoms. We'll come back to that stage. New stage. Let's see something fresh. This is tough. Having to climb up onto a thing where an enemy already is not a good situation in this game. They don't give you a lot of room. What is that noise? What? Can you actually stand on the ledge of one of these? Oh my goodness, you can. Huh. Alright, these guys cannot be defeated by being jumped on. I think an atom can probably do the trick. I don't like this enemy. Welcome back, Greg. Any progress since my last comment? I mean, maybe? I'm not sure. I'm afraid I don't know exactly when that was. It's been a while. We're on a new stage, so... But I was playing a previous stage before, so... It's hard to measure. The last 20 minutes? No, not really. We changed stages. I didn't do anything good on the other one, though. I just left it for now because I'm out of ideas. There's a new enemy on this stage that's really annoying and apparently invincible. Why are these platforms flashing? Because they are teleports. I see. Oh, I don't think I can make this jump, can I? Oh, of course I can. And also, that platform is a teleport. There'd be no way. Alright, left. The new enemy makes an awful sound that sounds like my stomach rumbling. Hey, Chompy, welcome in. What on earth just happened? Teleport, I think. Darkness abides, good to see you. This game is definitely a weird one. It's pretty weird, and at very few points do I ever really understand what I'm doing. I like this game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm occasionally frustrated by it, but not in a way that makes me dislike it overall. I'm actually very happy to be playing it. It's very janky, but after a while, you know, you can kind of adjust to the jank, and it's got some cool stuff in it. It's got some good ideas. Kids would never understand what we had to go through back in the 90s. Listen to the dial-up sound to get on the internet, wait 2 hours to watch an 18-second video. And let's start the 2-hour wait over again if someone picked up the phone. That's what I thought the sound Likes made in Ocarina of Time, someone's stomach growling. And you know what? That's actually like a really, really appropriate, right? Because Likes are just kind of big stomachs anyway. I mean, so far as the way they operate, maybe not the way they look. No, the floor teleports you backward. The platforms teleport you forward, and the floor teleports you backward. So, yeah, you've got to. The platforming here is very intense. Hey, Yudo, welcome in. Hope you're doing well tonight. I think one of these platforms actually started to fall before I touched it. No, I did the wrong thing. Oh, this is what's making that noise. Oh, no, it's not. I thought this was an enemy. That's not an enemy, that's a portal. Oh, I can walk over there? Let's go. I thought it was a monster on 2 legs. Oh no, it just takes me back. All that work to go in a circle. Why did the 90s modems have to play that annoying dial-up sound? dial sound out loud. Why couldn't they just play the awful sound into the phone instead of subjecting us to it? I don't know. Aren't you glad that they did though? In one respect, because now it's a noise that we can share fond nostalgia for. Sleepy time comes, Final says. Well, if you're heading to bed, I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you rest well. And we'll look forward to seeing you again, my friend. Question marks indeed. What? Oh, I see. No, I didn't want to go into this one. This one I can't figure out.
Feel like a million. Ha-cha-cha-cha. He floats through the air.
That's what that means. Let's go. We can do that other stage now. I figured it out. I was thinking of the Legend of Zelda Space World GameCube demo. That's probably what Final had in mind, Zergling. I think that was a Space World, or was that an E3 thing? The epic Link and Ganondorf sword fight. That made everyone upset when the Wind Waker was cel shaded. Thank you for the palms, cows. We're gonna get this now. We're gonna get this rocket now. I'm so confident that I'm gonna collect all the things as I go. It took me so long. It took me so long to figure out that was a wreath of portable projectiles. We do get I complained about not having portable projectiles, and look, we do get them. I was such an ungrateful fool to not trust Bubsy. Bubsy knew what was best for me all along. If I had only had patience and trust, everything I needed was going to come to me in time. And look, I figured it all out. I figured it out. I didn't need the manual. I didn't need to look anything up. I just had to be willing to be stumped and miserable for long enough. How's the game going, Yudo asked. Game's going very well. Sorry, I'm kind of answering your question a bit late, but I'm actually really enjoying Bubsy 3D. I've adjusted a lot to the terrible controls, and I don't hate it. I'm kind of having a blast. I'm very, very excited. I just made another major mechanical discovery. A major mechanics discovery. I wonder if the game explained that wreath to me before, and I just forgot. I don't remember that being explained to me at any point, but it is entirely possible that the game told me how it worked and I just forgot. Unfortunately, friends, it's time for me to be heading off to bed, Cows says. Hope your new discovery nets you lots of progress. Thank you, Cows. Thank you for sharing this time with us tonight. Very grateful for you, my friend. I hope that you sleep well and have a wonderful tomorrow. I think I just said, but the plan is Jet Force Gemini tomorrow night and more Bubsy 3D on Thursday. So that's what's coming up for us. Jet Force Gemini is kind of the situation. Well, I mean, it's kind of the same situation as Ape Escape, where we've started it and played a bit. I'm a bit further in that than I was in Ape Escape, but we've put it down for a while, so we're overdue. We're overdue for making some good progress in that game. I can see you forgetting that or not noticing in the first place, since you're talking about the endless tutorials. You might have missed it then. Well, this one's not endless tutorials. That was more the problem with Ape Escape. This game, I feel like this game's been pretty reasonably hands-off. It does have tutorials on the first stage, but I don't remember the wreath being a thing. I think that's something that you probably have to learn from the manual. But I'm not overwhelmingly confident in saying that. I just think I feel like that's more likely the case than not. Yeah, no worries, Greg. A lot of games do have a lot of, you know, a lot of games do have too much tutorial, so. Feels like it almost applies more often than not. I thought it was weird. Like, I noticed that that was working differently, that the ring didn't add. Oh my goodness, that would make so many... There's so many places where I've been suffering Where things could have been so much easier for me because of that ring. Some of the underwater enemies on the other stage. I mean, it's not like there are atom rings everywhere. But I can think of at least one other that would have saved me a lot of trouble. I don't know how I survived that. No, what am I doing? I've made that same mistake before. I'm such a clown. So, the game is very ungenerous with these acid pyramids, because you can walk along that white edge, but if you step a single toe outside of it, pretty much, you get roasted. I think the acid should actually be at a lower level than the ledge, so that you don't have to worry about dying unless you actually fall off the ledge, rather than just a slight misstep being deadly. I think as those are currently designed, they're too severe. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with me? I wonder how much this game would have been improved if it could have come out after the analog stick controller. I mean, it clearly would have been improved, and probably a lot, but I would like to travel. I'd like to make a visit to the universe where Bubsy 3D was an analog game, and get to do some hands-on comparison. You can tell the difference between the games once the dual stick controller came out. Hey, Sarconius. Always good to see you, my friend. Welcome to my favorite PlayStation 1 game. I just had a major breakthrough, and I'm gonna clear this level now. I'm very excited. And a raid. Welcome in, friends of Sark. Always great to have you here. How was hang on, I think I know what you were playing, Sark. Sword of the Berserk? Is it badged? I think that was the game. Mixed Champion, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Didn't know you and Sark knew each other. I love Sark stream. I love Sark stream. All those awful games that he does the retro achievements, that he badges the retro achievements for. He made it through. He survived. He endured the punishment to make it through. It is indeed badged. That's great to hear. GG Sark. Shoutouts in order here. Juker, welcome in. Another stream I'm very fond of. Great to have you with us. You should have seen the challenge he was struggling to get through. Are you just saying that now with it? Are you just saying that with everyone now, champ? Which part? Oh, that was... I thought there wasn't an at symbol, so I thought you were calling me champ, like a chief or something like that. All right, I follow now. I assumed I was being poked for something I said. What may I ask? If I may ask, Stark, what is next on the menu? What horrible agony are you gonna submit yourself to next? Nightshade on the NES, apparently. Oh, I don't know that one. I know. I think it's like an adventure type game, but with like I think it's a detective theme, but I don't really have the details on that one. Hopefully it treats you well. And if it doesn't, I hope I get to be there to enjoy some of the ride. I put myself through what I think is a good deal of suffering, and so it's nice to be in the passenger seat when it's happening to someone else, you know. Everyone in Retro knows each other. Retro is small and chill, that's why. I don't feel like I know everyone in retro all that well, though. I mean, I haven't been around for as long as some other people, but I feel I probably will eventually. Are you enjoying Bubsy 3D? I heard this game was very oof. You know what? That's what I was promised. I was told this is one of the worst games ever, and it would be a nightmare of an experience. And I'm enjoying it so much that I've committed myself to picking up all the optional collectibles. In addition to going for the primary collectibles, which are the 2 rockets on every stage, I am willingly subjecting myself to collecting all 200 atoms on every stage, even though there's no point. I like it that much. It's playable. I would hardly call it the worst game ever, Sark says. Yeah, it's definitely much better than I heard it was supposed to be. I was promised something that was virtually impossible to endure, and I actually am enjoying. It's my favorite so far. I mean, I'm not all the way through the game. It could do. I'm only about a third of the way into the game. It could do anything to me by the time this is over. I reserve the right to 100% reverse my opinion. But so far, it's the best of the 3 Bubsy games I've played. It's easily the best of the 3 Bubsy games I've played. Crow City of Angels is a different story. That game is a literal dumpster fire, Sark says. Maybe I'll be lucky to come across a copy of that one someday. I think the worst thing that I've endured is Dr. Evil Knievel in Austin Powers Welcome to My Underground Lair. That's my current benchmark for my most miserable on-stream experience. Before that, it was Echo the Dolphin, which I may be uniquely terrible at. All worst ever lists have not really experienced true Garbo. I should know for playing so much, Juker says. Yeah, there's a lot of the it would seem that a lot of the like worst games out there are kind of barely scraping the are kind of barely scraping the crust of the horrible of the world of horrible trash. My favorite Crow movie? I've actually never seen a Crow movie. So I'm gonna let you down there. A friend of mine even redeemed on my stream one of the worst DS games ever, and I really enjoyed it despite it being on 4 lists. Could I ask what game that is, Juker? Barely seen it myself, I think. But also, it's based off the comics. These, I have a lot of trouble making this jump here, as you've probably noticed. There's something about these platforms, if they spawn with a... It seems that they spawn out of sync sometimes, and I don't know how to adjust for this situation. It seems like they spawn out of sync a lot, because sometimes I can make this jump really easily, and other times it just feels flat out impossible, and I don't know if there's a way I can adjust their timing. If I wait, will they resync? Maybe they'll resync if I wait. This one jump here, I've spent a lot of lives on this jump a lot of times, and I'm still gonna do it. Oh, thank you, Buddha Fingers, for the wheel. Do you like the enemies adding their own instrumentals to the music? Oh my goodness. So I've actually... I'm coming back to this level after having cleared the next one and started the one after that. And the sound that the enemies make 2 stages from this one, I've only heard it a little bit, and I'm already dreading going back there for that. I don't want to... yeah. At first I thought it was Bubsy singing along to the music on one of the stages. Juker says Thundercats DS. It was just a fine beat 'em up. Nothing amazing, nothing bad. Alright, we're going to take a moment. We're going to spin the Wheel of Scorchin'. It's a collection of sour and spicy foods. Some of them quite mild, some of them rather more painful. Selected at random. Hey, we got one of the more mild options. This is candy buttons. I know that one. Can I find them without looking? Alright, this is a strip of cinnamon candy buttons. They are self-proclaimed to be extremely hot. We worked our way all the way up this strip. We're all the way up to here. To right here. And just eating them a row at a time, which means 3. They are, they're not quite as advertised. They tend to upset my stomach a little bit, though, even though they're just these tiny little things. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I mean, that'll wake you up a little bit. There's still not much of anything. But I got more than I was expecting out of those 3. But they're really one of the more underwhelming items. They're almost gone though. We've only got 10 rows left. Was it based on the 2011 Thundercats cartoon? The one that shouldn't have been canceled at all. Also, they did make a new Bubsy game in 2017. Yeah, I've heard there are... I think there are 2 newish Bubsy games. I think they made one in 2017 and one in 2019. The chat was telling me one night. I haven't looked at anything after Bubsy 3D. We played Bubsy 1 and 2 on the SNES, and now I'm at Bubsy 3D, and this is kind of going to be where it ends with me and Bubsy for a while. I've heard that the Jaguar game is supposed to be incredibly horrible, and I'd like to play that one, but I don't currently have any way of doing that. So if until I get a Jaguar or something that will play those games, I think I'm gonna rest Bubsy for a while, and if I get the ability to play that game, then I might commit to the rest of the series at that point. But we're gonna hold off on a while. There'll be plenty of other fine trash to play, I'm sure. I just can't. I can't. You know what? I should probably just glide. If I glide, I can fall more slowly and I can land on that. You know, we have this whole ability that I never use. And that's probably why I'm so bad at this game. They didn't really make a new Bubsy game. It's kind of complicated, but they reskinned some games, essentially. Oh, no. That's what all those Austin Powers games that we played were. They're just nothing but reskins. One was Gianna Sisters, and the other was Bit Trip Runner. Wouldn't really call those new games when they're just the same game with Bubsy slapped on. That's disappointing. That's tremendously disappointing. So they continue to be lazy. Sounds about right, Sark says. Bubsy is good in small doses. So, remember to glide, Frownie. Now I have to do the whole thing again. So Bubsy 1 was my worst Bubsy experience. It took me 4 nights to beat that game. But I could have done it more quickly. I think I could have done it the first night, the second at the latest, if I had been willing to use the passwords. But I really wanted to do it. In 1 credit, so have my first clear be in 1 credit. So I kept restarting it, and finally on night 4 I beat it. Bubsy 2 is extremely easy. We beat that twice. First try on the same night. Goodness. I think Bubsy 1 is the better game between the two. Though I had a much less frustrating time with Bubsy 2. And this one has been my favorite. There was a bit of an adjustment period at first, but once I got used to the way it plays, I've actually been enjoying this one a lot. Oh, and welcome in, Nocturne. I don't think I actually I read your comment without actually addressing you, I think. But always very grateful to have you with us. Would that be Jacqueline the Love Barris? Welcome in. Bubsy 3D, what poor decision in the visual novel led us to this road? My selection of games to play on the stream is is pretty fraught with poor decisions. It's hard to lay the blame in one particular area. This game is a surprising good time, though. I mean, it's it's not a good game, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. Oh, that looked like the time to go. Hang on. I think this cycles once every 3 times. It's real convenient. That's not good. This one's not going to be good either, though. Nor is this one. Maybe it's once every 4. Nope, none of this is good. MS Paint drawing of a golden star. There was an attempt at a game. This one jump is the final boss for me. I've never been in so much trouble in my life. Hang on, I'm gonna exit out of the stage, come back, and see if that sets anything up differently for me. I was just on. I've done this stage twice tonight, or I visited this stage twice tonight, and the first time it was this same situation where I could not for the life of me make that jump, and the second time it was super easy every time. So I don't know what it is. But I'm back in that first impossible mode. The Dark Souls of 3D platforming. We have another raid coming in. Excellent. Let me make sure it's safe to stand here for a moment so I can type. And welcome in Conqueror Worm. Pleasure to have you with us, Raiders. Looks like you're coming from Solaris. I hope that treated you very well tonight. And I appreciate you joining us for some Bubsy 3D. I'm currently repeatedly failing a jump. And just doing the same thing over and over again is, for some reason, not working. Hope Bubsy isn't driving you mad. I'm pretty happy with Bubsy altogether. I'm just suffering from one jump right now that I don't know why it's giving me so much trouble. I can't explain it. it's a situation I've struggled with before, but it's really inconsistent. I just made a major discovery in this game moments ago too. It's the reason we're now back on this level. Is I figured out how one of the items works that I never understood for the first 2 nights. There's a I'd like to just explain it when I get to it, but it's taken me forever to get over to where it is. Alright, these just lined up perfectly that time. Look, now it's so easy! Now that jump's so easy! Did you see how much I struggled with it before? And now the platforms, see, they work together sometimes. Oh my goodness. Alright, note to self, if the platforms aren't lining up, quit the level. There's a restart and they'll spawn differently the next time, I guess. I don't know what to do about it. Oh, Bubsy 3D is certainly a messy game. Okay. Now we're gonna make progress. And we're gonna clear this level. I have all the confidence. Something good things are gonna happen for us. Alright, so in this game there are these atoms, right? And the atoms are collectibles, but they're also projectiles, and you can use them to break walls. And that becomes incredibly frustrating, because if you accidentally collect a collectible that you need to use to break a wall, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to restart the level, or you can't get the secret that's behind the wall. It's so irritating. And so there's this situation here. There's a situation here where I need to break this wall, and there's no atoms near it. There's this thing, but I couldn't figure out what this thing is and what it does. And so my big idea for a while, because look, there's a target inside. And so I was like, okay, I need a target. Because if you just run into it, you just collect it. And it just, poof, it just goes away. And so I was like, well, I don't know what to do I don't know what that is. I couldn't figure it out. But so I thought, okay, so I need to grab the atom and throw it through. And then I was like, oh, it didn't work. And I was like, probably it's really precise. So I spent a long time, because now the atom's gone. I spent a long time restarting the level so I could try again, and I could never get it. But that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to collect it. And when you collect it, it gives you atoms that you can carry around with you. I couldn't figure that out. I couldn't figure that out for a long time. But I've got it now. I've finally got it. We could get this rocket. This rocket was driving me crazy. This rocket was driving me out of my mind. So now we're making progress. That was hard. That was hard to work out. So that, if you're unfamiliar with the stream, if that hasn't given you an idea, that's what things are like here a lot of times. I have a very strict blind policy on the stream. I try to never do any research or receive any help working my way through games. So and part of that includes I try not to even read the manual. And so there's a lot of things I don't understand, and it takes me a good long time to work things out like that. But I feel very proud of myself, having eventually worked it out. It only took me 1,000 times longer than it would have taken a reasonable person. At least the manual, Frownie, for your sanity. I do keep the manual in my back pocket as a, like, in case of emergency, break glass kind of thing. If I get stuck in an area for, like, 2 or 3 hours with no idea of how to make progress, I will look at the manual if I have to, but I try to avoid it. And I'm actually like, I don't walk my talk, but I'm actually a big supporter of the manual. Like, with retro games, I feel like the manual is an important and valid part of the game. And in some ways, if you don't have the manual, you kind of don't have the full game. In a lot of situations. And I don't think it's right. Like sometimes people will complain that games are too cryptic and confusing when they don't take the time to read the manual. So I try to have an attitude that is one of not blaming the game for anything I don't know that is explained in the manual, because it is my fault I don't read it. But I also don't read it because a lot of retro game manuals tend to be very spoiler heavy. Like, a lot of times they'll show you every stage, every boss, every enemy in the game, and I don't really want to see any of that stuff at all until I've made the progress that gets you there. So it's a conscious choice. I know I'm inflicting a lot of suffering on myself when I don't read the manual. But it's a choice I make to avoid spoiling the in-game content.
An X-Man.
We did refer to the manual for this game for one thing already, though, and that was, I asked the chat to see if the manual told me, if the manual tells you how many atoms are on every stage. And the information that I got is, according to the manual, there are 200 atoms on every stage. But that's not actually true. Because there are more than 200 on some stages. But we're calling it complete at 200. The manual says there are 200 on every stage, so we're getting 200 on every stage. But I have already collected 201 on one stage, and I think I'm on track to collect maybe as many as 209 on this stage. Another raid. We have had so many raids tonight. We are very lucky. Let me just, find somewhere safe to stand. Jay, I want to welcome you in properly. There we go. What were you working on tonight, Jay? Thank you again for the raid. Always a joy to have you with us, my friend. Was it more Crash Retro achievements or a different project? Retro achievements, more CTR. Right on. Hopefully that went well for you. Lots of more Chivos in your pocket. Just got the actual challenge open now. Oh. Well, I wish you luck moving forward. Let me see. I missed a comment here from Jacqueline. Oh. I would say messy like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I would say the former on that one. It's because there is both delight and frustration. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich is quite the double-edged sword, right? Because you want it to have enough fillings to be delicious and luxurious, but it's very easy to step over that line where every bite is going to ruin your attire for the day. RA, you say? Yeah, I think Jay is. Well, I don't want to misspeak, but Jay is. You're either getting. I don't remember if you're just now getting into RA or if you're getting back into RA. I have to see how to go about it because it was starting to hurt my hands. Oh no. Hopefully that's something that's just hopefully that's not going to be a persistent concern, but just you know, like every time you play, but just a rare occurrence at the worst. CTR is a good one, Sark says. Some of the speedruns are pretty tight, though. Whoa. Frownie, you probably don't know. I believe Sark is third on RA in the leaderboard for points. I didn't know exactly how high. I mean, I've watched. I've been following Sark for a while now, and I've watched him take on some nightmare challenges, and I know that he badges games very quickly. A lot of times. Third is outrageous. I kind of picked up from the general chat that that Sark had to be high on the leaderboard, but I didn't know just how high. But I can't say that I'm surprised. Haven't seen his prowess firsthand. I've been on the grind since 2018 with a couple breaks here and there. Very high up there. It seems like a lot of fun and a very great excuse to replay a lot of your favorite games. Or a great excuse to torment yourself into madness. I don't know. If I ever get an emulation set up, I'll I'll dip my toe into it. I'll come back and replay Bubsy 3D. And I'll do it again for the achievements instead of just for the fun. But I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Take me to your leader.
I think I'm gonna be just an enjoyer of going along on other people's RA journeys. How many levels are in this game? So I can't say exactly, but it looks like there's at least 24. Because there's there's at least 18. Because there's 3 rows of 6. A couple of those are bosses, and there may be a I don't know if the page scrolls. I don't know if there's a page 2 or a scrolling situation. We're playing level 8 right now, but I'm up to level 10. If you count the bosses as levels. It's hard for me, again, like, because I insist on approaching everything super blind. It's usually impossible for me to answer questions about games that involves any of the content beyond where I've been up to. You're always welcome to ask, of course, but a lot of times I'm not able to give information. Bubsy 3D just got a painful revision. You have to do all the levels damageless? That will make the water levels extremely yucky. Extremely yucky. The on land levels aren't going to be much better, but the water levels are the ones that so far I would fear the most. Why though? Beam Queen Soul, welcome in. Why the revision, or why am I playing this game?
Just like Mom used to make. He floats through the air.
Some devs just want to watch the world burn. Oh. Retro achievements gets more and more tempting all the time. Oh, thank you for the follow, Jacqueline. Sorry it took me a minute on that, but I am certainly very grateful for you. There we go. If you received a PlayStation and this game is your first video game, and you for some reason didn't quit video games altogether, but you stuck with this, you saw your way all the way through it, you played it, imagine it's the only game you had for a long time, so you just had to play it and master it, and you became an expert at Bubsy 3D. When you finally got another game, would all other games after this be incredibly easy because you had been refined in a crucible of jank so early? Or would this ruin you? Or would it have the opposite effect and ruin you so that every other game would be impossible? because your baseline for understanding how game mechanics are supposed to work is so skewed. I'm not sure which way it would go. A very sad thought. I figured out what caused my headache. It was allergies, Angela says. Really bad allergies sometimes. They're driving me nuts right now. It's bringing your headache back again. I'm sorry to hear that, Angelus. I've been lucky that I'm generally never been really affected by the seasonal allergy type things. The changes of the season don't seem to have a tremendous amount of effect on me. Oh no. Oh no, I just discovered something horrible. I still might not get all the the atoms, because when the atoms in your pocket from the wreath, the portable projectiles, they count towards your atom total when you fire them, but when you die, you lose them. And so I might be locked out of clearing this for all the atoms for a fourth time. A third time. I've done the stage 3 times now. I'll have to collect them all a fourth time. Oh my goodness. Oh, I really hope that one that I fired was enough to make the difference. I'm gonna... Oh. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life on this one stage. Why did I commit to all the atoms? I used to have allergies only certain times of the year, but now it seems like it doesn't matter what season it is. I can have them anytime, Angela says. I'm very sorry to hear that, my friend. And Greg says, I don't know, I think that'd be like if an 80s gamer started off with Silver Surfer. I don't think we can get the atoms. I think I got 50 too early. We're gonna keep trying though. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I got to 150 too early on that though. I've heard mixed things about Silver Surfer. It's one of those games that, like, again, it's another one of those games that, like, has a reputation for being impossible, but I've heard from a handful of people that it's not that bad. I haven't ever given it a try. You just can't ever trust what you hear, though. You gotta try every game for yourself, because there's quite a few games that I like a lot that are widely regarded as the worst things ever. Is that Reluna B? Welcome in. I would love to have been in on the design meetings for this game. What was the inspiration? The goal, the test player budget.
It's just too easy.
There seem to be, like, some of the decisions made in designing this game, like, I don't know. I feel like it must have only been tested by the devs, right? Because it seems like one of those things where, like, any outside feedback like I could see the developers themselves, like, playing the game and just being used to it because they played it so much and thinking, like, yeah, this is all okay, it's fine. Because they've adjusted to it. But I can't imagine, had they received any outside feedback, I can't imagine they would have been okay with a lot of the decisions that they made. Silver Surfer is frustrating, Angela says. I don't, I mean, I would believe that about it. It looks frustrating.
An X-Man.
Tried Silver Surfer, we rented it once. Couldn't complete a single level, Greg says. Yeah, I've never been lucky enough to encounter that game in person yet. I'm really hoping we hit 200 here. Oh no, I think there's only 2 left. Oh, I really hope I'm wrong. I know. Oh, yes! Yes! We're gonna hit 200! I know there's another one over there. Victory! We've done it, my friends! We cleared another stage! I know I haven't done it yet, but there's an atom up here, too. I know there is. I saw it. I really hope I'm not wrong. I'm wrong! It's an extra life! No! We're not gonna get 200. It's an extra life. It's not an atom.
Ooh, what a rush.
Life is terrible. Oh, yay. I get to play the stage again. Hang on, maybe there's another one. There's an enemy left. Maybe there's another Adam left.
You wascally mutant, you!
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. 200. We're done. We're out. We got him. That was a roller coaster of emotions. Oh. We're done. We can say goodbye to this stage. I don't have to do it a fourth time. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. I'm so relieved. Amazing effort. If playing Silver Surfer is your idea of luck, I'll take bad luck by never playing it again. I finally did beat Silver Surfer, but I used save states, Angela says. Partial congrats, says Greg. I'd say it's fair and acceptable. Hey, thank you for the celebratory emote there, Reluna P. Alright, just a little mildly intimidating platforming. We're fine. We're fine. Even if I lose, I've got a bunch of lives in my pocket, so you know, I can fail this basically as many times as I want. No pressure, no stress. Alright. All the atoms, both the rockets. I've gained a tremendous amount of wisdom. We are set up for some real success now, my friends. Got about an hour and a half left that I can stream tonight. Maybe up to 2 hours. I really can't push it. It's 5 a.m. for me right now. I really can't push it any further than 7. So we've got a fair amount of time. We'll probably be able to. We should at least be able to get through the next level. I don't know if I'll be able to complete it, but I think we'll get through the next level and the boss, if I'm really lucky. So, and that'll put us into what might be the final third of the game. Based on what I can see. Well, not quite. 37? How did I end up with 37 lives? I have no idea where all these lives are coming from. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but it's yet another mechanic of the game that I just don't understand. Beautiful. Okay, time to save. Yeah, let me adjust my audio real quick. Beautiful. Alright, so this is a new stage. We came here very briefly. I saw just a little bit of the stage, but I had that moment of revelation that sent me back to the other one to clear it. So we've only seen a small portion of this one. It's got a strange new enemy that I really don't understand how to deal with. And it's got it appears to have a lot of like pick a path style puzzles too, so things might get a little yucky here. Oh, that noise. When Sark asked about the enemy's instruments, this is the noise I was thinking of, was that grumbling noise. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to live with a lot of it. I have no mechanism for handling these enemies. Uh-oh. Good thing I broke the wall. Tomorrow I'm gonna check out William Shatner's Tech War, Angela says. First-person shooter for DOS, released by Capstone. I can't say that I've heard of that one. Hopefully it's, hopefully the fun you have exceeds the game's reputation, though. I don't think there's actually any reason to land on the red beam. Don't know where the thing is. I feel like I'm supposed to land on this other one because it's further away. What do you know? That turned out to be kind of pointless. What did I do that for? There wasn't anything in there. It's based off some books that William Shatner wrote. My knowledge of William Shatner and his work is pretty pretty limited. I'm not you know, I've seen a little bit of Star Trek, but I'm not much of a Trekkie, so even that is pretty limited. How do you win this game? So every stage has an exit that you have to get to. So most stages, it's just a matter of making your way to the exit, and you could maybe beat the game just by rushing to the exit of every stage. You might get a bad ending, though, because along the way, there are collectibles. Every stage has 2 rockets, and the game tracks whether or not you collect the rockets. So I think that they're there for like a true ending situation. Like if you beat every level without the rockets, you get a bad ending. If you get all the rockets, you get a good ending. It's just a guess. There's also all these atoms in the stage. That top middle there. The game doesn't keep a record of your atoms. I'm there, but there are 200 on every stage. I'm getting all 200 atoms on every stage just because I like a good challenge. So I'm going slowly, and my playthrough is a slow and ugly one. But really your goal is to find 2 rockets and the exit on every stage, so far as I can tell, to get like the best outcome. You have to take my explanations with a grain of salt. I have a very strict blind policy on my stream, so I try to never do any research about the games I play. I don't like to read the manual. I don't like the chat to give me help or hints or Easter eggs or anything like that. I mean, I try not to even read the back of the box. I'm a madman. So a lot of pulling data out of me is a dubious affair. But from what I've played so far, and you know, comparing it to video game experiences I've had in the past, what I've surmised are these things. And I'm probably pretty close to right. I mean, I do have breaking points too. Even though I try to do everything strictly blind. If I get stuck for long enough, I will on occasion take a peek from a manual or ask for some help. But I have a very high tolerance for being stuck and confused for long periods of time, and my track record is pretty good on My track record is pretty good for figuring things out with only the power of my substandard mind. I'm not entirely. I'm pretty unsure of what is happening with this level. These blue platforms are obviously teleports, and they take you to various places. But I haven't really figured out how they work, like in regard to like what takes me where and what their real purposes are. Black and white checkered floors are also teleports. I don't know if you've seen me fall into one of those yet, but if I do, I'll be teleported somewhere else, somewhere different. And these are switches, and when there's one switch by itself, it usually activates some object somewhere in the game. Like that part where I fell through a platform and landed on one of these things is the switch that actually activated this floor to drop to open this area. When you see them in a group like this, you have to hit them in a particular order, and I don't know what that is, so I'll have to explore the level until I find a hint to what the order for the for these switches is. But I haven't come across that yet. I don't really know what it might be connected to. I think it's probably not in this area, though. I think I'm going to back out and explore somewhere else. Oh, probably have to break this. Well, maybe not.
I gotta give him new agents.
Oh, this enemy is so rude. Stay away from me. Stay away from me. No, there's another one. I think the CD actually has clips of William Shatner, at least I hope so. Because if there's no cheesy, over-the-top performance, I'll be disappointed, Angela says. Sometimes I think / wonder if Frownie would even consider knowing what genre a game is. Platformer, action, Metroidvania, etc. as a spoiler. Yeah, alright, you know, I do kind of want to know what the genre of the game is when I go into it. Sometimes. It depends. It actually depends. There have been times where I've picked up games without knowing the genre. Especially when we're doing, like, those jank marathons. Like, when I play a whole lot of trash, then I don't even bother to know what genre the game is. I just know what license it is. What sort of franchise it's licensed from. You know, like if we were gonna do a marathon of like Shrek games, for example, I would just try and find like 10 Shrek games, and I would try not to look to see what they were, like if they were puzzle or platformer or just whatever. I would just avoid that and just sort of just get what I get when we play them. So there are times where I don't know the genre. But yeah, when someone mentions a game to me that I don't know, I'll typically ask what platform it's for, what genre it is, and then maybe like what's another game or two that it's like. Especially like when someone says, you know, have you heard of X Frownie? I think you'd really like it. And if it's a game I haven't heard of, then I might ask for that information. But then if I can, I just try and keep it at really no more than that before we fire it up. Yeah. I know. I understood that you were making a joke, Greg, but it was just interesting to me that, you know, there's always a bit of truth inside jokes a lot of times, you know. And yeah, a game that changes genres, definitely a spoiler. Right? When we played what was it? When we played Batman and Robin on the Genesis, I didn't know that game becomes a shooter. That one changes genre. I didn't know that going in, so that was you know, that would have been an unwelcome spoiler if someone had told me that. Never thought of that, Greg says. For those who may be less familiar, if to somewhat justify, well, I don't know if there's anything that can really justify why I am the way I am, but part of my excuse for why I try to approach games so blindly is that I have this weird thing where, like, I take a lot of pride in if I'm able to make it really far into a game, but still I fail to understand some fundamental aspect of the game. I take a lot of pride in that because I feel like, I don't know, I like when I do an accidental challenge run. And probably the best example we have currently is that I played Spawn on the Super Nintendo last month, and it was a tough game, but I did manage to beat it. And I did so without ever figuring out that you have magic abilities in that game. So I went through the game and I using nothing but just the standard punches and kicks. When I had a whole arsenal of magic abilities that you're supposed to use, especially against the bosses apparently, to make them a lot easier. But I never do it. I just suffered my way through the game. It was only after we got to the credits that some of the chat said, "Are you ready for me to finally tell you something about the game?" And I thought they were joking with me at first. So things like that, experiences like that, I just like for whatever reason. It's amusing to me to get really far with a very poor understanding of what I'm doing. Don't run into that. The egg helmet you wore so long in Dark Souls. Oh yeah. You probably lost over 100,000 souls to that egghead. I was told at times that I was playing Dark Souls so badly that people suspected that I was actually a Dark Souls pro who was LARPing as a noob. I guess because how could anyone accidentally make so many errors? The funniest thing to me is that I didn't. It wasn't until several hours after I'd finally removed the egghead, after wearing it for 2 months, It wasn't until several hours after I lost it that I even realized what it did. I'd never noticed that it cut my souls in half until long afterward. Alright, I think that's all of the things in this area. I don't know how I don't... There must be another wreath of atoms somewhere in here, because it was on this stage that I figured out how that works, but I'm not coming across it. Oh, Bubsy, come on. You could have reached out for that. Alright, there's gotta be another way to do this. Maybe from up here? That seemed like an unusually large jump. How did I get so much air? Can I stand on top of this? Great. I was worried it was too sloped. Can I jump over this? I can, but it's a checkerboard floor. I'm not at all sure of where I'm trying to get to. Oh, I see some atoms, though. Atoms are always a good sign. Oh, I've been across here before, but I didn't go down there, I think. That's fine. That's fine. This is... No! Switch. Propeller? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's... Oh, no. Don't hit the... Don't hit that floor. That would be bad. I'm gonna need a mechanism to cross that.
Smoking!
There was an enemy. Well, at least it was a double KO. Retreat. It's so difficult to run from these guys. And I haven't yet figured out their weakness. I think they can probably be killed by atoms, but they're too low to hit them most of the time, so... I was just standing there for a moment because I couldn't figure out what I forgot what the jump button was for a moment. That happens to me a lot more than I would care to admit. No! Oh, no. Oh, I see. Huh. This is a confusing level. Ape Escape ruins jumping for everyone. I love the double jump in Ape Escape. I wish Bubsy had a double jump. Oops. Hey, thank you for the follow, my new friend. Very grateful to have you with us. Thank you for that. Oh, this is a new area. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought this was going to take me back somewhere I've already been. I was a fool for not coming over here.
Ay, caramba!
Kind of a fool. It wasn't so much that I wanted to avoid coming over here, but it was that I thought the other area was something new and difficult to reach. Oh, that lightning might help me get rid of that invisible guy. Alright, is this thing gonna kill me? Probably. Ooh, extra life? Never mind. I'm sorry, I doubted you. Please accept my apology. And give me more extra lives from now on. I'll leave those there on purpose for now and focus on the ones on the floor. I'm out of here for tonight. Have fun being 3D with Bubsy. Hey, Zerglin, thank you for being with us tonight. I hope that if you're heading to sleep, I hope you sleep well. Have a great night either way, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Keep the streak alive. I've never played so many PlayStation 1 games in my life. I feel very heavily saturated with PlayStation 1 currently. Because I've been playing Bubsy and Ape Escape at the same time, but it seems like, you know, all the game purchases I've made lately have been PlayStation 1 games too. Because I got the Spyro games a while back, and I just got some Crash Bandicoot games just a couple days ago. And there've been other just sort of odds and ends here about. Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I never had access to the PlayStation 1, but it's from that era, so it's very cool. It's like playing games from another dimension, right? It's kind of how the Sega feels to me. It's like the Genesis. I feel like I've stepped into a portal to another universe. It's a lot of fun. It's nice to have this like huge, interesting library that I kind of always knew of, but well, maybe not. That might be an exaggerating. That always is a bit of exaggeration. For a long time, knew of, but yeah, just never really did anything with. I mean, there's still plenty of Nintendo games I've not gotten around to. My enthusiasm for Nintendo is in no way diminished. But it's nice to have so much. It's nice to have so much to add to that.
An X-Man!
And there's a lot. PlayStation 1 also had an insanely huge library, larger than the NES. That's surprising to me. I would have thought that they would have been close. I would have guessed that they probably could have been close, but larger is a surprise to me. I guess, you know, that shouldn't be. The PlayStation's probably a lot cheaper and easier to release games for, so. With the CD format and all. And none of, like, Nintendo's, like, super strict licensing policies. getting in the way. There's over 1,000 PlayStation 1 games. My goodness. I hope they're all as good as Bubsy 3D. Let's get to that checkpoint quick. There's a lot of garbage. Yeah, I mean, there's gotta be, right? It's like only, you know, like 90% of everything is garbage, right? Yeah, yeah.
An X-Man.
I had no idea where that enemy was. I didn't think I was gonna land on him, but I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised to have landed on him because I said I had no conception at all of where he might even be. You have a video to send me once you play a Crash game. Okay, it's gonna be a little while. It's gonna be a little while. I definitely, like, I picked them up with the intent of playing them, and I'm excited to do it, but I got a lot of stuff to kind of catch up on before I really dive into something new. We're playing a lot of big games right now. But we will get to it. We will get to it. I got them with the intent of playing them sooner rather than later. But I didn't find a single rocket. Say it isn't so.
Here we go again.
I look close to having all the atoms, though. So even if I have to come back for both rockets, like, getting all the atoms first try would be a major win. I'm one short. I'm one short of a major win. Oh, why are you like this, Bubsy 3D? I know what it is. I didn't find that. I didn't find the wreath. Well, if I can make it out of this area, we'll be okay. Maybe. Like, I know exactly what I missed.
Man, who booked this gig?
Leave me alone, enemies. I don't know if it's a one-way trip into this area. It might be. No, I can escape over there. Perfect. Okay. I mean, you don't have to sell me on the Crash games. I've got all three of them. So, well, we'll just do them in order. But I'm already convinced. There it is. There was the ring. Okay, well, I know how to get in there. I know how to. I don't know what to do once we do get in there. Because you know what? I might have to just brute force those switches. There's only... What's 4 factorial? 24 possible combinations? 30... 24? Yeah, Crash 1 is my first PlayStation 1 game. I asked Santa for it. I knew he wasn't real, but my mom wanted me to go with my younger sister, and I was like, Santa, can I have Crash Bandicoot, please? Alright, I guess I should see where this floor over here teleports me to. Okay, here we go. Back at the start. This is manageable. I'm glad there isn't like a timer on Bubsy's glide. Like, I can imagine a version of this where, like, whenever you glide, like a little stamina thing appears, and you can only stay in the air for as long as it stays full. Alright, we've seen that kind of move in games lots of times before. That would be yucky, but I could imagine them doing it to us. Thank goodness. They're actually very merciful, because, like, they even took away the fall damage from the previous Bubsies. Can't be anything but grateful for that. Ah, blue, red, yellow, green. Blue, red, yellow, green. Maybe it's this one. Blue, red, yellow, green. Rocket! Let's go! We're getting there, my friends.
Mine!
Let's go! Red, yellow, green, blue. Rocket! We got them both! We got everything! Life is grand, my friends. All we have to do is escape the level. We got everything first go, first try. Agent Frownie is a Bubsy 3D savant. Look, I got 201 atoms. Because you can get more than you're supposed to in this game. It's pretty wild. As fun as it is to eliminate these enemies, I think that we'll just focus on trying to get out of dodge, as they say. Thank you for the GG, Chozo. Definitely feeling good. Definitely feeling good about our progress tonight. We've 100%ed 3 levels. One of them was a catch-up level, but 2 of them were new ones. And I think we have a boss coming up. And we've still got lots of time left to stream. Well, I got about half an hour to an hour. Let's see how long this boss takes. This has been a great night of Bubsy 3D, though. Fantastic night. This was a fun level. I was confused for a while, but all that confusion paid off in a way that I can't not like this level. Whoa. Nope, this is the way out. The arrow's pointing this way. Okay, this is the right way. And there shouldn't be anything in our way except a few jumps. Very nice. Victory. That was a level. That was a good level. That went well for me. Thank you, Angelus. Thank you for the GG. Woot. Thank you, Chozo. Thank you, Greg. This is definitely the most manageable of the bonus games. Getting Tech War to work is a frustrating game in itself, Angela says. I'm sorry to hear that. Alright, so there we go. This is our second boss. We'll take a moment to save first. Cutscenes are immensely choppy. That's no good. Mortal Bobcat? Oh my. I figured stay away from the arena, believe it or not. Oh, well, I'm stuck. First try went very well. Oh. Where'd that banana come from? So I understand what we're supposed to do.
You did read the instructions, didn't you?
Bubsy, you know I don't read manuals. I'll figure this out. Sometimes I just don't understand why I'm getting hurt. Come on, game. Oh, we were a mile away from one another. Greg is heading out. Thank you for being here, Greg. Always a pleasure to have you company. Hope that you have a wonderful night and a smooth day at work tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see you again. Jet Force Gemini tomorrow and more Bubsy on Thursday. I'll probably still be fighting this boss. I'm having a lot of unfortunate luck here. So the elephant trips. They throw a banana. Sometimes he trips on the banana, sometimes he slips on the banana. I think. This is an elephant with two trunks. I think I understand how this works, but I'm just... The elephant's hitbox is way bigger than it looks like, on the one hand, and I can't stop running into the fence on the other. I think that counts as a hit. I think when the elephant slides on the banana into the wall, that is the only thing that counts as a hit. But to get a banana, I have to hit it in the other phase. And sometimes my banana gets wasted.
Shields up.
A victory! Alright. I did understand what I was doing. I was just really bad at it. Oh, isn't that always the way? Alright, my friends. Well, I'm kind of torn because we kind of do have a little bit more time. I think I should wrap here, though. I think we just defeated a boss. That's really a good, logical place to stop for the night. So I think that's what we'll do. And we'll pick this up again on Thursday, like I was saying. Let me just do the old double save. Be extra sure that the game actually saved. We're all caught up, too. We're 100% up to this point, I do believe. So thank you for being here, my friends. Always greatly appreciate your company. Very kind of you. We had a tremendous amount of raids. We had a tremendous amount of raids tonight, and I'm very grateful to have so many people come in and so many people stick with us. I hope you've enjoyed our time together, my friends, and hopefully we'll be able to enjoy one another's company again real soon. Thank you for that, GG Chozo. I feel good. I feel really good about this game. I'm still enjoying it. We're still making progress. It's going very well. I really hope nothing changes. Well, I'll head out on a raid. I just need a moment to see who is live and what they're doing. See where I might like to go. We should be back tomorrow, though, around 11 p.m. Central Time. Same thing for Thursday. That's the target. I've been showing up or closer to midnight on most nights, but 11, anywhere between 10 to midnight, with 11 being my ideal, is what we tend to go for. We're going to be doing Jet Force Gemini tomorrow night, Bubsy 3D on Thursday, and Jump King and a few of the earliest Contra games on Friday. Gonna get reacquainted with some old favorites and get back on the get back on track to actually beating Contra 3 for the true ending, to complete that one on hard mode, which I have yet to be able to do. I don't know if it's the app or my tablet, but I have such a nightmare of a time attempting to navigate some of these categories. Oh, this stream might be ending. Let me see. Alright, well, we're not going there because that stream's ending. Let me change directions. Alright, thank you for your patience, my friends. I'm so indecisive sometimes. I'm gonna send this in the direction of Mr. Suffer. I haven't dropped in on one of his streams in a while. He's working on an NES game I've never seen or heard of before. Amagon. It looks pretty janky. So we'll head in this direction. Heads up, not a strictly family-friendly stream. You might hear some adult language or conversation in this direction. But if that's not a deal breaker for you, come along and we have a good time over here. You played Amagon? Good luck, Angela says. But thank you for being here with me, my friends. Very much appreciate you. Be well until I can see you again. Hopefully that time comes very soon. We're all out of stuff to do over here for tonight. It is time to head out, so let's go on an adventure.